Hello, and welcome to Stroud District Council's video on how to fill in a householder planning application form. In the next few slides, we will show you how to complete and submit a planning application for a simple domestic extension or alteration. If you still have any questions, please bring the forms to Eberley Mill any weekday between 10 AM and 4 PM, and one of the planning team will be pleased to go through the form with you, answering any questions you may have. Planning application forms are standardised across the whole of England, with ours branded with the Stroud logo and our contact details. It is, however, perfectly acceptable for you to use the householder planning application form from any other district council or from the planning portal. Page 1 asks the basic questions. Who are you? Are you using a designer or architect? And what do you want to do to your property? Let's look in more detail at sections 1 and 2. These ask you about your contact details and that of your agent, if you're using one. These details will appear on your decision notice and used to post any literature or documentation to you, so it's vitally important that we get this correct. If you want us to deal with you directly, you only need to fill in section 1. Leave section 2 blank. Your name will be used as you write it here. If you only want to use your initials, that's fine, but your address and postcode is very important. Section 3 is where you tell us what it is you want to do to your house. Be brief and to the point. Your description should be plain and include what it is you want permission for. The description 2-storey rear extension is to the point and includes enough information so the council and your neighbours know what you are proposing to build. Other common descriptions include 2-storey kitchen and bedroom extension, detached garage in the rear garden, loft conversion, side conservatory. These are obviously not the only descriptions that can be used, but should help you to gauge yours perfectly. Page 2 asks for more details about your application. Here we ask you, have you already started the work? What is the address? It may not be the same place as you live. Tell us about roads and paths around your property. Have you spoken to us about your plans already? Are there any trees on the site? Tell us about the parking. Are you a councillor or employed by the council? Let's look at each of these sections in detail. Firstly, section 3 continues, asking you about the proposed works and have you already started. If you have not started, just tick both of the no boxes. It's not illegal to start work before you have permission. However, if you do start construction without permission, you may find it expensive to alter things or even knock it down if the local planning authority doesn't find it acceptable. If you have started, we ask you to provide us with some photographs. Without photographs, we may even refuse to accept the application. If in doubt, please contact us and discuss. If our enforcement team is involved, usually because you've already started, we will continue with the enforcement action whilst your application is considered. If you obtain permission, the enforcement action will obviously cease. If your application is refused, however, you will be free to appeal against the enforcement notice and the refusal at the same time, saving you time and expense. In section 4, we need to know the precise postal address of the property concerned. Normally this will be your own address. the one you gave in section 1. If this is so, please just write as in section 1. If not, please give us the full postal address including postcode of the property concerned. In section 5 we look at the pedestrian and vehicle access in and around your building. Please let us know if you're going to put in a new or alter a vehicle access, put in a new or altered pedestrian access from the public highway, or if your work involves the diversion or affects a public right-of-way, including a bridleway. If your works will affect a public footpath or bridleway, you will need to contact Gloucestershire County Council to discuss the matter further. In section 6, please let us know if you've already had discussions with one of our planners. This will help us to allocate the application to the right officer. In section 7, please tell us about trees on the site. Please note that these should also be shown on your block plan. If any are to be affected by the proposal, please give details. Section 8 asks you about parking spaces. This also includes garages, so if you propose to convert your garage, you will lose a parking space and we need to know about it. If you're going to build over your drive, this may also affect your parking. In section 9, we need to know whether or not you're a council employee or a member of the council. It is vital for transparency that everyone knows if you have any connections with the planning service. Under the council's own rules, you must also inform the head of planning and the council's solicitor, the monitoring officer, if you are a councillor or member of staff and the applicant is a close relation. This presentation is continued in part 2. Here we will look at the section on materials and which certificates to sign.